Hello, I am Chelsea Walsh, and I'm your host here at Local Music Somewhere. Today, I have two special guests, Nathan Dowdy and Anna Patterson, and you just saw Anna's new video, Mountains. It is absolutely amazing and breathtaking. Thank you guys so much for coming in today.
Thank you so much for having us, Chelsea.
We actually, who are you? You're Grammy nominated, Nathan, music, TV, and film producer, and Anna, you are a singer and songwriter. Former ballerina, which we will get into in a bit.
It's quite a story.
It is. We're going from one art to the next. Thank you guys for carving out some time with me today. Nathan, I kind of want to dive into music development, from conception to the finished product. There's a lot that goes into it, a lot of cookies, a lot of nuggets. Why don't you take me through your process?
Yeah, so my process, it does, of course, obviously varies, project to project, artist per artist. If I'm working with someone new, the first thing to do is to do a deep dive and get to know them. And there's no better way to really understand who someone is creatively than to just sit across from them and talk to them.
Right.
One of my favorite stories was sitting down with she was an American Idol finalist who we did a record together back in 2016, and we sat down and started working on the record, and about midway through these songs, we just kind of put the notebooks aside and we spend hours and hours just talking, just going through our life stories, connecting, and then when we picked the notebooks back up, it was like magic. I mean, songs just flowed out, and we spent about a week after that just pounding them one after the other, getting them down, and that is, to me, the most critical step, is getting to know the artist, getting to know yourself better, getting to know what the project, entails, and then taking that, that nucleus of excellence, and then seeing how to extrapolate it. And then it's going, okay, are we doing a full-length record? Are we wanting to, how do we create this thing from this nugget of excellence here? Yeah. And how do we take that and push it into, what it's going to be? And at that point, you can get, the material that you've created together and kind of see what flows, this is where I like to be real nebulous with the whole thing. You're not sure kind of what it's going to be. You kind of leave some room for experimentation and for something good to happen. And then it's solidification time. Then you say, okay, well, now we have this material. We're going to express it in this way. It's going to be a 8-song, album with 4 bonus acoustic tracks. And we're going to, do live video here. We're going to do a music video. We're going to do all these different things surrounding it. And then once you make that content, you make it the best you can, then it's on to, how are you going to release this? How are you going to, what makes sense with your audience? And then it's, like Rick Rubin recently released a book, and in it he talks about writing for yourself and basically almost not even considering the audience, but considering yourself. Yeah. Yeah. And that was pretty controversial when I first heard him talk about that. And then I realized, I was like, you know what? Yeah. If you're worried about, during the creation process, then if you're worried about what the audience is going to think during that creative process, then at the end of it, you're going to have something that, is unintentionally more pandering towards what you think your audience wants. Right. And if you kind of flip that on its head a bit and say, okay, no, we're going to make something that feels natural and good to us. Right. And then we're going to figure out how to best present it to the audience. I think that's where a lot of confusion can happen, is if you are thinking, well, okay, now I've made this record and I'm going to put it out how I want to put it out. It's like, well, good. I'm glad you made what you wanted. But you can't put it out in the way that the audience isn't going to receive it best. So then you basically have the best of both worlds, where you can say, okay, I have this excellent product that I've done according to, I followed my creative vision, or I followed the artist that I'm working with, their creative vision. And now we can take that and figure out how to best present it to that audience. And then that's where the magic happens. That's where the true conversation starts.
Right, right. How do people find you? I mean, yeah, like what's the inception of just like building these relationships? And how long does it take from scratch, like meeting the artist, gaining that trust, that relationship, to the final product, to marketing, putting it out there?
Yeah, it depends on the artist timeline.
Yeah.
And I typically work, via word of mouth. It's like I want to, really organically meet folks. So I don't do, I'm usually busy enough that I don't have to, and I'm very grateful for this. I don't have to, do a lot of seeking.
That is good.
Which is really nice, but it's something that I've found that as I'm working with different artists, there'll be this kind of dip in, it's like 2 weeks where I'm like, okay, I'm kind of working towards like, okay, this 2 weeks period that I'm coming up to, I don't have anything, I can cruise and just like take it easy and relax and such. And then on like day 3 of that little break, I'm going,
like, ramp up.
Okay, yeah. Where's the next thing? Where's the next work? And so that's why I've kind of realized that even if I go through periods of burnout and such, if I was made to sell all of my gear, everything that I've got, I'd be picking up something. I'd be picking up a Scarlett interface at Guitar Center the next week and getting going. It's something that is so deep within me that I don't think I can escape it. It's
how did it all start? Yeah, like how did it start? You're relatively very young,
thank you. Yeah.
But you do have a lot under your belt. Like, has this been going on since you were like a baby?
Yeah.
I feel like with your records and all of that, it's just like crazy. Like, when did this start?
Yeah, I was really young when I was very fortunate to have 2 parents who were both they were both in radio.
Okay.
And they were in radio I would say for a very brief time, for about 5 to 7 years.
Okay.
And which is why I have more of like a classic American accent instead of something more like what I would have grown up around in the Concord, Mount Holly area. I was fortunate to grow up with them who, they were incredibly encouraging, not only of my growth in just like, understanding what it means to express yourself, what it means to understand music and art, etc. But they were very intentional to ask me questions to develop that. Mm-hmm. We would go to the library and we'd pick out, I think it was like, I think the limit was 5 CDs per week. And we'd pick out 5 CDs, and I couldn't get any CD in the same genre. It would have to be, I'd have to pick up something from folk music, something like world music, some rock, etc. And we would take that home, and we would have a listening party, basically my dad and I, where we would listen, top to bottom through these records as we're just like cleaning the house, washing dishes, whatever. And he would ask me, "What do you think of that one?
Right.
What do you think of that?" Mm-hmm. And so it got me to be really curious from when I was young. So long story long, kind of grew up through that. In high school, did band stuff. Not band in high school, but I was in a band in high school. So,
yeah. Okay.
Somehow more cool, but also less cool at the same time. I don't know how that works.
So it's like a garage band.
Yes. Well, yeah, exactly.
Super cool.
Yeah, it was
super cool.
It was a ton of fun, and I realized when I was working, I was writing songs and trying to do this thing.
Yeah.
I thought I was obviously,
You were it, Nathan.
I thought I was it. I thought I was it. And, I was like, okay, well, these songs are good. We got a good band. We need to make a music video. We need to, get a social media wasn't really a thing, but we were like, we need to market this thing, print flyers, get CDs, this whole thing. And I started looking into the cost of all of that. And I grew up pretty below middle income, somewhere around there. And so I was like, oh, geez, I can't afford any of this. Right. I was like, it would be better for me to buy like a really, really low level camera and learn how to do something even a little bit lower quality. So there's a lot of content now that is, and I love that the industry has shifted towards, hey, make something cool with what you have. But back then it was like, hey, nobody, here's the standard. You got to hit the standard no matter what. If you're, if you're making something that doesn't look good, I'm sorry, no one's going to watch it. And so that was a big incentive for me to like get really good at, or at least as good as I could be. So I would, watch any kind of instructional videos. This was kind of like right around the inception of YouTube in like 2008, 2009.
Yep.
So I'd watch some instructional videos and try to get good at it, yada, yada. I would get to a point where I would be making the projects that I wanted to make, and then I would have friends reach out and say, hey, I saw that thing. It was pretty good. Can you make something like that for me? And so I got into the production side.
Yeah.
And so I started kind of building up a career in that as well as while I was doing, art for myself. Mm-hmm. And so I learned quickly the difference between making art for yourself and making art for others. One is bringing your own vision to life, and one is bringing their vision to life.
Yeah.
How are you going to...
It has its own set of challenges, I'm sure. I think it's such a great message in the sense of, not that you grew up, middle to lower class, but in the sense of, you had mediocre equipment.
Yeah.
But you had to be the best at it. You took the approach of like, you were hungry for the knowledge, right? You were watching every video. You were like, and then people were coming around and being like, dang, Nathan, that was really good on whatever camera or whatever equipment you were using. Yeah. I mean, that's powerful.
Thank you. Yeah, it was, I had I had a drive in me since I was young.
Yeah.
That was put there very much, or I wouldn't say put there necessarily, but it was very much encouraged by my parents, who they were like, whatever you do it with excellence, do it to the best of your ability. And, because if you're not doing it to the best of your ability, what is the point if you're not enjoying the creation of something? If it's all about the outcome and you're not enjoying the process or really engaged and invested in the process, why are you doing it?
What good parenting.
They were fantastic.
I want to take a page out of that book.
Yes.
No, for real. Like whoever Nathan's parents are, kudos.
Jonathan and Deborah Dowdy. They're
you
amazing.
Go.
Yeah.
Good job.
Shout out to them.
Aww.
Shout out to the folks.
That's awesome. I am wondering, with this landscape of listener patterns, have you found anything to be more impactful? Like so there are 3 types, at least that I know of: EPs, singles, albums. Has anything, is there one that's better than another? Why do people choose singles, in your opinion? Why do they do the EPs? Why do they do a full album? Talk to me about that.
Yeah. Well, that's something that Anna and I have been talking about a lot, lately, in kind of how we both present our own work and the artists that we work with and such. And it's something that is... it's a landscape, of course, that's always changing. So there are all the social media giants are always changing the rules for what gets engagement. It's most important if you save the post this week. Now it's like, well, now they've changed everything. Now it's important if you share it. They'll bump it more if it gets more shares, et cetera, et cetera. And they're always changing these. So in an environment of ever changing rules, where the rules change faster than the material that we can make.
Well, and the different platforms on top of that, there's Instagram, there's TikTok, short form, long form. Is this YouTube? I mean, there's so much that goes into it.
Oh yeah.
How do you stay on top of it? Are you always in the past? Can you be in the present and the future and predict it? Yeah. What do you see coming forward?
Yeah.
There's a lot of questions.
Oh man,
I'm getting excited.
That's those are the right questions. Those are the questions that I think you have to ask those questions every time you approach, the presentation of creative expression.
Yeah.
And I say that specifically because as you are making things, it's like we talked about earlier. If you're not, considering how to approach your audience and communicate with them in the best way, your original work, your original material is going to, not be able to engage with the right audience that is going to best enjoy and appreciate your work. So you have to position it in a way that is going to be best for them. And the way that we found to do that is using singles. You put your best foot forward, with your singles. So you record, the full record, and then you listen back. You get like I'm a huge fan of, independent focus grouping your work. So friends, people who you trust, saying, hey, tell me the single of this list. What stands out to you the most? And you usually you can tell. Like when you get to the end of a record, you're like, yeah, it's this one.
Anna's like, I know exactly.
Yeah. We focus grouped a lot of songs.
Yeah.
So,
it makes sense. All right. Well, that focus grouping is what you're saying.
Focus grouping, and then
if that's a word, grouping. I don't know.
Focus group. Yeah, I think say so.
We'll make it a word.
That's a
we'll
word.
make it a phrase.
You know what? Right here, figured it out. But yeah, focus grouping. Content in a way that you listen to folks of, and I'm talking not just industry people, not just anybody who's also making music, etc. It's important to ask. Like, I love asking like the partners, the wives, the husbands of those who are in creative work, because they have fantastic taste. Mm-hmm. They have very easy accessibility to the process. They understand the behind the scenes, but they don't have a direct connection to it in and of themselves in that way. So that is invaluable. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, if you can get a hook stuck in the partner's head,
yes,
then you're on the right track.
Yes.
If it's like stuck in the musician's head, sometimes it's not as, I don't want to say as trustworthy. I mean, it still is, but I don't know, something about the partner.
Yeah. It's trustworthy, but if it's something that they are naturally bent towards for a living, it's like it's their job to remember hooks. It's their job to know.
Exactly.
So the partner is just, I wouldn't say along for the ride, but I would say they're there for the process, but they're following their own path, their own trajectory in their own career, and so they're kind of they're walking alongside with that close perspective, but not an industry insider.
They're like looking in from the outside.
Well, I think that kind of brings me to another question. You guys are a couple. If you guys don't know it already, breaking the news. But
what?
Whoa.
Tell me, how is it making music together? Or like, what are the benefits? I mean, obviously we're seeing and we're hearing what you're saying, but like being in a couple, being in your own, you have a band together, the River Keepers, and then you're in the Highway, which is a separate band. Like, how does it benefit? How does it work together? Are there challenges with that?
Oh yeah. Time management. 2 words.
Anna?
Yeah.
Anna, I want to hear from you on this one. Nathan jumped in there and said time management. What about you, Anna?
Well, yeah, sometimes we'll have like, time set aside to write, to produce, to track. Yeah, do all of those things. And I am the distracted one. I will admit, I do get distracted very easily. And I'm like, hey, let's go get a coffee.
Yeah.
Let's go take a break. Let's go to the park. The sun's shining. So yeah, I would say that's definitely something that we're working on. I'm working on.
Well, it's something you do well, babe, is you are able to, as we're working on things together, we have this. It was something that you said, and I loved it so much that I like put it on one of my landscape photos and got it printed on like one of those really cool metal sheets.
Yes, yeah.
And put it over the door of my studio, and it says "Follow the Spark." And I just that is my motto for creating, especially as like we're both neurodivergent, we're both very very differently motivated than a lot of like me do that, but there it is, perfect. We're differently motivated from a lot of other folks, and similarly motivated to a lot of folks in creative work, but that unique thing of being able to it's a bit of a curse and a blessing to be motivated by the things that interest you the most. And so when we're working on a song, like I will sometimes, well, not sometimes, I do this pretty regularly to my detriment. I will drill down and go way deep, and I won't come up for air until the thing is like, I will frustrate. I will push myself to the point of frustration. And
Anna is light and fluffy, and she goes, "Let's go for a walk."
You bring me out of it.
Yeah, no, that's actually really probably That's really good, Nathan.
Yeah.
Keep her because.
Oh yeah, that's the plan.
I mean, like that's a good. It's good too that you recognize that. Yeah. And Anna, I'm glad that you recognize that you are maybe the spark that's like, honey, let's go. This is kind of getting mundane. I need to get some fresh air. Yeah.
Now, not to say that it's the easiest job for her to do that, because when I get into it, I will respond with like, just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute.
Yeah, yeah.
So she puts up with that obsession. I'd say this. I get the crazy hair going, and I'm like, popping up from behind all the crazy mad scientist equipment, going, I'm almost there. Give me another moment.
Right. Yes, yeah. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, it's that. So it's been time management has been a thing, but then. Well, you have a song called "Time, Love, and Patience" that you wrote.
Oh, is this about Nathan?
Actually, no.
It's about
before Nathan.
Okay.
So
time, love, and patience.
Yeah,
all of which we need.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
it might have started
cornerstones.
Mm-hmm.
Yours started from where?
I think did it start as a joke? I don't know.
I can't remember. I know there were a few lines that I'd said that you had reformulated into absolutely beautiful lyrics, and I read it and I was like, I remember saying that, but I didn't say it that well.
Yeah. It was like just a lot of different things, but I remember the best line in the whole song is Nathan's line, which is kind of frustrating because I spent so much time trying to get this song, and then every time I play it.
Oh yeah, what is the line?
Gosh,
I'm putting you on the spot.
This is a brand new song.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Let's see. I think it was. Let's see. It's talking about. It's the section after patience. It's talking about just adore.
Yeah.
What is it? Your lyric.
I don't know half the things. I don't know what I said 3 minutes ago.
Well, I'll tell you. Let's rewind.
I think it's
so funny.
Just a door that made my hands knuckles bloody
Yes.
from all the years I've spent knocking.
There you go.
Ooh.
And it's like, it's a song about like kind of, I don't know, waiting for your partner, like that you haven't met yet, but like dating everyone else beforehand. Yeah.
That is a really, really, really good line.
Yeah. It's frustrating.
Yeah. Yeah.
He said it in passing,
Yeah.
Well, it's. I mean, you rephrased it in the best way. I will. I'm not one for shorthand. I kind of go around the point and then go around it again and again. And you are so good at taking the raw material and refining it. And so that's why writing with her is joy, and why we need to do it way more than we do.
Yeah. So let's talk about your other band here, Nathan, The Highway. Yeah. Tell me about it. What's going on there?
Yeah, The Highway. It was born out of a longtime partnership with my dear friend Jordan Miner. Okay. He was in a band years ago called Old Rusty Mandolin, and they were like Jordan has been playing on stage. He probably has played double the shows that I played, and I think I'm somewhere around like 1,000 shows at this point in my life, and I think he's probably played 2,000 or 3,000 at this point.
Wow,
he is incredibly just he is so just experienced at delivering that authentic, just the real deal, the folk rock. He's got that moxie, and he was in a band. I was in another band, and we would keep meeting up at coffee shops or networking things, and we'd always say, hey, we need to write together. This is about a decade ago, and after about a year plus of doing that, we finally said, okay, let's actually do this. And it was magic from day one. So started writing together, we had a different drummer at the time. We've since brought on our lovely friend Ryan Taylor, who is he keeps getting promoted and moving up over the company in so many different ways. I don't know his title, but he is he's one of the primary ones responsible for Ludwig Drums and their design and basically taking their vision into the future. So he is not only a drummer, but an engineer and just an incredibly talented guy. So he's our drummer. And then we met our friend John Tice as well, John David Tice, who he is so he began his career in Georgia, moved to North Carolina with his wife, and John may be the most technically proficient and all around, I guess the term would be everything guy. He's our everything guy. So we bring him. He recorded bass on Mountains, which is Anna's single that she just came out with, which I know we'll talk about here in a little bit. But he recorded bass for that. He's bass in The Highway, but he also plays banjo. He plays guitar in a duo that he and I have, an acoustic duo branched off from The Highway. And so that's the four, and we've been working on songs together for a number of years. We had tried to make a record over the years, and it hadn't really kind of gelled until this lineup really formed, and where we really found the
bread and butter, the energy,
the right stuff. We found the right stuff in each other, and now it's all about, okay, now we're in the process of taking the songs that we have, refining them, figuring out, like the song that I'll be playing a little bit later on, Wait 1 Minute, is one that is a song that I had written with Jordan about 7 years ago, and there were parts of it that were just no longer working, and so we took it, we retooled it, made it better, give it a more hooky, feel, and so we're doing that with a lot of we're overhauling a lot of the older material, writing new material. So long story long, that record is going to be coming out hopefully more towards I would love to release it as a summer record, because it is it's good feeling rock and roll.
Ooh, what's it called? Do you have a name for it?
The name hasn't been solidified yet.
Got it. So we're gonna save that.
Yeah, we'll save that. The name that we tossed around was Everything Exciting and Good.
I love it.
Thank you.
That's Everything Exciting and Good.
Everything Exciting and Good. Yeah.
That sounds really good and exciting.
Thank you.
And everything.
Yeah. But then Everything Everywhere All at Once came out, and I was like, is it
like
too
that
close? Love that movie.
Oh, yeah, it's true, but I think
so good.
I think it's different enough.
Thank you. Yeah,
I like it.
Hoping. Thank you.
Yeah.
I think we just might go with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The band is a 4-way partnership. So we
right.
all, if we move forward in any way, we all go together, and everybody is so reasonable and thoughtful, and kind of how we approach. It's whatever serves the songs, whatever serves the songs and serves fans, serves those listening to the music.
Yeah. We're going to switch gears a little bit, and we're going to talk about your friend, Garrett Glaus. Yeah. Tell me a little bit about what's happening. So he's a musician. He's also a mental health professional. Yeah. He has many, many talents, but right now he's kind of struggling a little bit. Why don't you go into that? And then we're going to watch a video, which is really powerful. Anyways, but I just want to kind of bring light to it. I know we're kind of switching gears, but
Garrett is a truly fantastic friend. He is one of the best people I've ever known. He's one of those where just the deeper you get to know him, the more the quality of his character is revealed. And we've been honored to know him and his partner Gracie for. I've known him for, I think, about 14 years now, and Gracie and Anna, our couple friend group, is goes back a little bit less, but we've managed to really lock in just a solid friendship. And Garrett lived in Nashville for a good while, and
was he performing music there?
He was. His artist name is Glaus.
Glaus.
And
love it.
Yeah, he is. He is fantastic songwriter. Brings in a lot of Cole Porter, old jazz vibes with a modern folk pop twist.
That's unique.
Oh, he is prolific in his songwriting. He is unique. Beautiful lyrics, beautiful vocalist, incredible guitar player, great producer. I could go on, but he had changed his focus. He'd seen a lot of the damage that is done in the music industry, and specifically in regards to mental health. And after going through some significant loss with his family, he lost three family members, including his dad, within the span of, I think, about 3 months, three to 4 months. And it prompted a change where he wanted to do something that was more in line with his heart and his vision for building community. So he worked as a mental health communicator, touring around to different colleges and kind of helping build curriculum with therapists and mental health professionals that he could then take and distill in a very easy to understand. He's the best communicator I have ever known. So he takes that and delivers these, incredible messages about how to deal with anxiety, how to deal with depression, loss, how to just go through life as a young person, especially as a young person in the creative world. Because that's really where he's coming from. And about 3 years ago, he started noticing he was having some fatigue, and he had a few months before that, he had a bite on, I don't remember where it was, but he'd gotten it looked like a spider bite, and went into the ER, and they said, yeah, it's just a spider bite, take these, topical, whatever. Right. And he went and did that, and then started getting tired a few months later, and then more tired, and then he couldn't make it up the stairs. And his mom actually moved up to Nashville to help him out, because he was in a position where he couldn't really get out of bed for a good while. Couldn't really function that well, just due to what was going on with his body, and they didn't know what was going on for a while, and so they finally, and I don't want to repeat any of the video, but once they had figured out that it was in fact Lyme disease, they searched for more that would give him a context of kind of what was going on, and there was an autoimmune component that was discovered as well. And so it's been a really long battle for him. He's had a lot of ups and downs, but he goes through it with a grace, a thoughtfulness, and just a beautiful perspective, that he's taken the things that he had learned as a mental health communicator, and he'd applied those to his health journey. And his resting daily pain is between, I think, a 3 and a 5 out of 10, and there are some days where it is a 10 out of 10. And so he's been going through that chronic pain over several years now, and so there is really, we're in a point where we are very hopeful. He was accepted to one of, if not the top specialist in the country, and they're pretty confident they have an idea of how to of what's going on with him. Now it's just figuring out how to dial in the right treatment. So there's a lot of components to it that complicate that, and the treatments that are available, some of them are as stringent, or I guess as strenuous as from what I understand, they are the treatments that are used for dealing with cancers. Wow. So it's a very intense process, but we are hopeful that we're going to see some good improvements soon. But we made this video that we're about to watch. I had the honor of telling his story through this. Back when I think it was about a year in. We had told this 6 months to a year in. We'd told this story, and we had wanted to raise funds, because obviously we're in America. Healthcare system is
it's
not great to be.
And he's so young too. Yes. It's not like, I think there are like life insurance policies, or just like, things that you think of as you get older in age, versus like being chronically ill when you're young. Like that's a lot. He was 30 when he was diagnosed. He's 33 now. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's, you don't think necessarily like stuff like that can happen. So those expenses add up. Oh, yes. So you made this video, which we're about to play. Yeah. And I think it just brings great awareness to Lyme's disease and the detriment it can do to some people. And I'm just honored to to show it, I saw it and I was like, can we play this video?
Yes.
It's bringing such awareness and to a great cause. And if anybody feels so inclined to go to the GoFundMe, which will be, presented, please do.
Yes. We like to say it's like putting gas in a car.
Yeah.
'Cause the car, we need to put gas in the car because it's gone somewhere. So there's a lot of, it's been a years long battle by this point. And the challenge is to look at that and go, okay, well, when I donate, what's that going to? Is this actually making a difference? And it's like, well, absolutely. It has sustained him this far. Yeah. And I might get a little bit emotional here.
Yeah. It is.
This friend and this dear friend and his family have fought through, so much pain, so much loss, and they have done so with grace and kindness and understanding and a desire to build community and help the community. And I'm just excited to, carry that further. And
you're doing a great job.
So I know we're going to be able to get Garrett better.
Yes.
And I know that through donations, this is the way to do it. We need to get him back on his feet and touring colleges and speaking to folks who are going through difficulty, who may not be as equipped. And he's perfectly positioned to do that. And it's just figuring out where to, what can be done to get him there. And the way that we do that is through, the donations that go towards medical bills, that go towards the doctors that are, figuring this stuff out for him. So getting him to that point is like I know everybody says every single dollar counts. In this case, and in so many others, but in this case specifically, every dollar truly does count to get him to where he needs to go. Because it's not just about him, it's about the community that he's building, it's about the lives that he's touching. Right. And you'll see a little bit of his character here in the video.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to take a break. We're going to watch this video, and when we come back, we're going to hear from Anna and her story and how she got started and why she is here today with us. All right, let's cue the tape.
Our friend Garrett has helped so many people go through crisis in their lives, and now he's going through one of his own.
Garrett is one of the kindest, most loving people that I know.
He really just has a passion for people and sees true value in them.
He's so intentional with engaging with people to make them feel cared for and loved.
Garrett has given his life to doing good and impactful work, to improving mental health, to helping people operate with compassion.
He has a heart for people and a heart for community and a heart for helping others. And right now he needs our help.
Over the last few years, Garrett has been out speaking at colleges. He's been working on writing a book. He's been making an impact. And he came home for Christmas this past year and got sick, and he did not get better. He actually got worse. He got better enough to drive back to Nashville. But once he got here, he's like, Mom, I am just not doing good. And he's like, Mom, I can't go to the grocery store. Like, I just don't have enough energy. I can't get up the stairs. I really need some help. At that point, I came to Nashville, and that's about the time that he got the diagnosis for Lyme disease.
He started going to doctor after doctor, specialist after specialist, seeing nutritionists, trying to figure out a plan to combat this disease.
Lots of different symptoms that result from that. Your body doesn't heal easily. You get infections that you can't fight. You get shooting pain in your arms that out of nowhere. Like all these symptoms started coming on over time. And it just kind of kept getting worse and changing as time went on. He's been in the emergency room 3 times, ended up having a lumbar puncture to determine if the Lyme was in his brain, ended up on the floor of the doctor's office crawling on his knees because he couldn't stand up. His head hurt so bad. Migraines that came out of nowhere. Not being able to get up and get to the kitchen to get yourself something to eat. And just all those things over time have made it very complicated to address.
There were no answers beyond the diagnosis of Lyme disease. And then came the second diagnosis, which was a progressive autoimmune disease. And that was when we knew that we had crossed into new territory. Garrett and his family have taken this as far as they can with their own resources, and now they do need help in order to sustain this season of treatment and for us to get Garrett to a point where he can live a life with managed symptoms.
This is a lifelong illness. It's not like he's going to be better, but he can get better, feel better, get back to a manageable position where he can be out living life again, making a difference again, loving the world, making an impact. And we're looking forward to that.
Garrett is someone who is able to take everything that he goes through, distill down the meaning from it, and use it as even more of an impact in the lives of people that he cares about and the people that he talks with, either on stage or through his writing.
By supporting Garrett, you're supporting someone who is going to use this for his care so that he can continue to look after others.
So whether you're a friend of Garrett's or you're just getting known through this video, the best thing that we can do to support him is to donate.
Garrett needs our help. I would love to see all of us stand together and help Garrett get the treatment he needs. So if you can give anything, please do.
If you're able to, please donate. Every little bit counts.
I'd love to see you guys be able to help him out and support. He needs it more than ever.
If you believe in good people, doing good work, trying to make the world a better place, I would recommend that you support Garrett's fundraiser in any way you can and help him continue to help make the world a better place.
We are back in the studio and we are going to pivot. Thank you so much, by the way, Nathan, for that lovely video. It was powerful. I'm sure everybody can agree. Please follow the cause. And we're going to kind of just pivot our chairs a little bit to Anna Patterson. Okay, you have quite the unique story. When you think of a professional musician, a singer-songwriter, you may not think ballerina, a professional trained ballerina. How in the world did you mix these worlds or change? And you're still so young, you're 25. Tell me about it. Tell me from the beginning, I guess. Like you've probably done ballerina or ballet. Ballerina. Yeah. You've been ballerina forever.
That's my job. I'm ballerina.
Yes, ballerina Anna Patterson.
Guitar and ballerina.
That's right.
Yeah, so I started when I was 4, I think.
Okay.
I saw Charlotte Ballet do, which at the time I think they were North Carolina Dance Theater, but anyway, I saw them do Cinderella, and I just fell in love. And my mom put me in, and just
stuck.
Yeah, I just did it. Like that was kind of my life.
Yeah.
Especially being so. I mean, I grew up in dance, not ballet. I was more like in the jazz and all that. Yeah. But I mean, you have to be extremely disciplined. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's why I kind of like it when you're with Nathan and making music. You're like, I'll be the spark. I'll do that, because I feel like your whole life was probably really, controlled. Yeah. Ballet is a very like distinct, and I was not a ballerina, but like I know of the practice. So
yeah, it's intense. There's like things, I don't want to compare it to the military, but there are some things that like you have to have your uniform. You have to curtsy after class to your, instructor, director. And you're not really allowed to talk, unless you're asking a question. And let's hope it's a smart question.
Right.
Yeah, there's just like a lot of strict things, which I think I kind of enjoyed that growing up. I don't know why, but I liked it. I liked, since I was a shy kid, I liked not having to talk.
Yeah.
So
it took that kind of, it did. And I think it can also sort of teach you like the work ethic. And I think a lot of kids, I come from a child psychology background, but a lot of children actually they like routine. They like regimen. They like, they know what to expect. So that doesn't surprise me that, you did like ballet and that. And I think it's a great way to, learn disciplines. But I do think it is a bit militant.
Yeah.
So you went from this very structured environment. And when did you transition into music? Or was it like a cut and dry? Because if you're a shy kid and now you're performing.
Oh, yeah.
It's like you're like a little caterpillar and then you're like now a butterfly.
Yeah. It's been a weird transition. So I never had stage fright dancing. And I've danced for thousands of people.
Thousands, yeah.
Like
hundreds of times, I'm sure.
Hundreds of times, yeah. So yeah, I've messed up probably in every way on stage and it just has not fazed me. Like costume malfunction, like shoes coming off, none of that stuff really phases me. But I think I always loved all kinds of music and I loved songwriting. So I started I think I started writing maybe like at 11 or 12, but I never took it seriously. Like I just wrote a song and, 8 months later, write another song or whatever. And then when I was around 18 or 19, I think I went through like my first breakup. Yeah. And I was like, I'm going to write songs.
That'll do it.
Because you get the feeling out in different ways. Like dancing is just more all body, physical. And then I feel like songwriting is really the soul and like.
That's profound right there. Yeah. Yeah.
So that was something I really enjoyed, but again, didn't really take it seriously because I had already invested 15 years in something.
Right.
So I think it was around 2019. I started taking it more seriously, but it was kind of more of a pipe dream. I was kind of like, I would love to write songs and perform them, but like, how do you even get into that? Like, most people, like, they've been playing for 15, 20 years, She's looking at Nathan. But everybody I meet, they're like, oh yeah, I've been playing for 15 years. So there wasn't a lot of, entry level musicians at, 22.
Right.
So, but, the pandemic happened and all the theaters shut down. I moved home into like the room above my parents' garage. And then I just started writing and taking it more seriously and saw a voice coach and that's kind of how it started.
Were they kind of like scratching their head like, what are you doing? Or did they always know that you had this in you? I mean, and I guess it does help not help. It was a tragic thing, the pandemic, but I think sometimes it was really, it can be transformative in many, many lives. And if the theaters aren't open, you don't have the work. So it makes sense that you would maybe pivot and transition. But was this a total shock to your family and friends, or were they like, no, we knew this about Anna?
It kind of was.
A shock.
It was a shock, but it was also kind of like, well, you already became a professional ballet dancer, so why not?
Like, professional
go
music.
after.
Yeah.
You've already gone so far in one career that very, 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 very few people break out of, even into that first level, and you shot way past that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I have really supportive parents that have always like supported the arts. Have just always.
Shout out Chris and Thea. I shout out my parents. Got to shout out Chris and Thea.
No, they've always just been great about like just believing and in all three of us kids. So it's been great.
That is really cool. I feel like you're not so much of a novice. If you're writing your own music at 11, that's like, I think that the thing I'm learning as I interview more and more artists is that there's always this like innate, it's not like all of a sudden you stumble and you're like, oh, I was just, I'm musically inclined. It's fine. Like you had the voice. What do you like best? Do you like writing the music? Do you like singing the music? Like what's your like, I mean, you started with poetry, or it's not poetry, but you started like writing the music. Did you have like the tunes in your head? How did it work?
I'm pretty sure I probably ripped off a few Taylor Swift songs.
Oh, yes.
As an 11-year-old, but you got to learn somehow.
Swifties for life.
Do you know Ellie Morgan? I'm sure Ellie Morgan. Yes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
We had her in here a while back, but she's like the Taylor Swift
girl.
But yeah,
love
anyways,
Ellie.
Yeah, she's great. So you did some Taylor. Some Taylor stuff.
I love Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
I think I really wanted a teardrops on my guitar and my my discography.
I wanted one too. I feel you there.
Yeah, so I would write like little songs, and they weren't good, obviously, but they were for fun, you know. I didn't tell anybody. It was like just something I did. Kind of
so
like
did
a play.
You play the guitar?
I do. Not
some
Nathan.
hesitation there.
I do. I use it for writing purposes, and
Who taught you, or when did you learn?
I just
Self-taught?
YouTube. Yeah.
A lot of that happens too.
Yeah.
She's way better than she thinks she is.
But see, guitarist is different. You can't say like I play guitar, and then like, you know, everybody we know who like plays guitar, it's like they play guitar.
Yeah.
There's a difference between playing rhythm guitar or accompanying and playing like lead guitar. Like I've never been a lead guitarist. I'm very well.
You play lead guitar.
I play rhythm guitar in a way that has a little bit more bounce to it. I guess, but I am not. Yeah.
I think it stems from this. When I first met Nathan, I asked him, like, we had this conversation, and he said, yeah, I'm like intermediate guitar player. And I was like, okay. So I like bring the guitar out and I start playing, and it's solid beginner, and he gets it, and it's like, it's not intermediate.
Yeah.
So after that, then I started like, okay, let's undersell.
Undersell, overperform. It's always best.
That's it. Because if I had come in like our first writing session, because we got to know each other over writing sessions.
Okay. So was she a student, or not a student, but like a client?
We had met at a house show from one of our friends. And while we were there, I kind of walked in, saw this beautiful girl sitting there with like this feathered hair, gorgeous. And I walk up, I'm like, hey, how do you know Steven? And that was the friend that was performing. And she was like, well, funny story. And she tells me, you know, how she'd come to like be a fan of his and everything. And so we got to talking, and then I was like, hey, we talked about songwriting. I said, you write music, I write music, let's get together and write some music. And so we did. We sat down, and I had her over. I'm so grateful that you deemed it safe enough to come out to the house, and we
talked the first time.
We talked. We didn't really open the laptop the whole first time, and then that we did eventually write a song. We're gonna play the song that we wrote during that time, and
we did get a lot of work done.
It
was just the first time.
Yeah.
Right.
But I'm glad.
Yeah, me too.
I'm glad we talked.
Me too.
Yeah.
But
look at you guys here today.
Yeah.
Anna. Oh, no, sorry. Anna, you have a new single called Mountains. We played a like excerpt of it, and you guys are going to perform it live later on. Yeah. Tell me a bit about it. You have a new upcoming record, and I mean, lots of new things coming. Yeah. So tell me, I want to plug it.
Oh, yeah. So Mountains kind of... It's about leaving a ballet company. Like that's, I got the inspiration from hiking with my dad. Actually, I think it's close to exactly 4 years. I think this week is like exactly 4 years since that hiking trip, which I thought about this morning, and I was like, that's crazy.
That's incredible.
But
it was right at the beginning of the pandemic.
Yeah, my last performance was March 13th, and everything was shutting down, and then I moved home, and then we went hiking up at Linville, and everything was like creepy, but like everything was shut down and there was nobody. But for me, I had been dancing like from 8 a.m. to about 5 p.m. in Columbia, South Carolina, and just always like in a box, nowhere to go, and like there was just all the space out of nowhere. I was like, I want to write a song about that feeling, you know, about just like, I don't know, that feeling of openness.
Reverse claustrophobia.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I'm going to start saying.
Reverse claustrophobia.
That's what I'm going to start saying. Yeah.
That's pretty powerful. What I love about songwriting or just listening to songs is it like smells. It can take you right back. Like writing that song, listening to it, performing it. I'm sure like creating it, it probably brings you back to that moment of maybe, you know, vastness, freedom, right? Like,
absolutely.
Yeah, that's pretty powerful. So this is what the song's about.
Yeah, it's about, just kind of coming to terms with leaving, but also the joy of leaving.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Wow. Very cool. Do you have a new album coming?
Yes. So I'm thinking it's going to be an EP.
Okay.
We're thinking 5 songs. I have 4 of them are ready, and the mystery 5th song, I don't know what it's going to be. Ooh. We might write it this week.
Ooh.
But we're aiming for October.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Cool. Very good. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and take a little break. And when we come back, we're going to play a game. Now, Nathan, and in my pre-interview situation, I was like, what kind of games do you like? Like, what's your knowledge? And he's like, you know what? I really like VH1 behind the scenes stuff. Talk about a studio setup or a funky, crazy story.
Behind
and then
the
he
music.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, well, let me do some background. So I came up with a few questions with the help of my friend Jess. And so we're going to go ahead, take a break, and then we're going to come back and we're going to queue up some questions and then you guys can answer them.
Yay.
Awesome.
Can't wait.
I'm excited.
Yeah. All right. Tune back in. We'll be right back. All right, we are back in this beautiful forest. Do you see me? It's so magical. I love it. Okay, we're going to play a trivia game, test your knowledge, true or false, behind the scenes VH1 style. All right, that was a mouthful, but I got it out. And look at this amazing graphic.
It's a great graphic.
I know it is. Isn't it very Nathan Dowdy?
Yeah, I love this.
I was yes. Okay.
It's cool.
Anyways, okay. Let's cue up the first question. True or false? The snare in The Boxer by Simon and Garfunkel was recorded in an empty elevator shaft. True or false?
Knowing them two, it sounds like something that they argued about doing and eventually decided that they wanted to do it. So I'm going to say true on that one.
Anna?
I think so too. I mean, it's so specific.
Yeah.
It's very specific, but you know what? A lot of these questions are very specific because we're trying to mess you up and maybe steer you in a wrong direction. I don't know. Maybe not. We didn't incredible. Also do this, Johnny. When something is right, we're going to play this song or this noise.
Ooh. Hey!
And applause, and applause, and applause. And if it's wrong, we're going to cue.
So we've all bombed on stage. It's
yeah, it's fine.
It's not triggering at all.
So
Not at all.
you guys said true. Is this
True.
Okay. The answer is true.
Yes. All right.
All right. In an effort to fulfill his love of big natural reverb, the producer found himself in a standalone, large, empty elevator shaft inside Columbia's East 52nd Street studio building in New York City. And the effects that the snare had was like a cannon shot. Can you imagine? I wish we had a cannon shot sound. Bam. I just made it. It's fine. All right. Second question. So far, you guys are 1 for 1.
Nice. All right.
Seal was very proud of his song "Kissed by a Rose." Hold on. Seal was very proud he had written "Kissed by a Rose" on a simple 4-track cassette Porta Studio. Is that true? Was he proud of it? And did he, he just simply recorded it?
I would say false as well, because Seal loves Seal. He has been known to have a little bit of a bigger ego, so I don't think he would be proud of something that took less. I feel like he would brag about a bigger studio recording for that. But this is something I don't know too much about Seal. But I think I'm going to go with false.
I know.
I just know what I've heard. I just know if you hear this, I'm sure you're wonderful. We'll meet someday. Hopefully, we'll see.
Okay, so your answer was false.
Yes.
That is correct.
That is
Johnny. The answer you said was false, and it is correct.
Hey! All right. Well, it's okay. I've done stuff on stage that I thought would land, and then it's booze.
You know what? He was actually so embarrassed by it, he threw the tape. Like, yeah, he was. And I'm like, that was like his golden ticket.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
That definitely tracks.
Wow. And okay,
I love it.
Next question. Let's see. Famous producer Brian Eno would hold his artists at gunpoint in the studio to get the best takes. Now, this is specific, guys.
Wow.
It's a tough one. I'm going to stump you guys one way or another.
That one could definitely go either way. I think it's so extreme, and I know Eno was pretty eccentric. That is a...
Anna, you're quiet over there.
What do you think, babe?
Is the gun loaded?
Oh. Is it a Russian roulette situation?
Good question.
I don't know. I have no clue.
One in the chamber. I'm going to say false, because that is... my reasoning is most producers would know that if you put someone in a state of fear, their vocal cords will freeze up more and they're not going to get a good take. So if you're being like, do this right or else.
Or else, I would give the performance of my life.
Yes, you'd be like, listen.
But would your body be able to do that? Is the question.
Okay.
So I'm going to say false.
That is correct.
Yes. Wait, I'm confused.
No, it was correct. That was the correct answer.
Okay.
We were doing a tease. It's
Okay.
fine. You got that correct. You know who this was, actually? It was Phil Spector. He routinely arrived late to the studio, high on poppers, wearing elaborate costumes. One night a surgeon, one night a karate expert, with an ever-present pistol tucked into his pants.
Yeah, and Phil was absolutely unhinged, and he made some great art, but he also spent the rest of his life in prison. So I believe it was for murder. So
maybe it was at a studio and honestly, they weren't performing.
There was a lot of things that happened.
There was a bullet.
There was a bullet. I would not. It would not surprise me at all if Spector had a loaded gun.
I mean, it was a true story. It just wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
If you had said Phil Spector first, I'd have been like, oh, absolutely. That guy is crazy.
You guys really know your
and
stuff.
You can quote me on that.
Okay, next question. The Beatles. She Came In Through the Bathroom Window was written about a fan breaking into Paul's home.
You're the Beatles, more the Beatles expert.
True or false? Don't overthink it, Anna. What does your gut tell you?
I I can see it and then I can't. Like, how does someone break into Paul's house? But then again, it's Paul, so
Yeah.
I'm sure that he has minimal security.
I can see Paul just being like,
Be like,
yeah, you
"Hi,
know, she came in through the
Came
window.
into
and
my
it's-
window."
It was fine. We had a cup of tea. It's the worst Paul ever. I lost it like
Forget that
3
idea.
words in. I was like,
I mean, sure, we'll say true,
I
just for
think
funsies.
I'm gonna agree with that. I'm gonna say true. Yeah.
You are correct.
Amazing. Amazing. Crushing it.
Paul said, she said, we found a ladder in the garden and stuck it up at the bathroom window, which he left slightly opened. I was the one to climb in and got in. I mean, can you imagine?
Oh man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I just like to hear the birds sing.
Yes. I saw a
Slightly
ladder
better.
and his window was cracked open, so I thought it was my invitation.
Hey, come on in.
Wow.
Oh
All
goodness.
right.
that's
Everything
You
hilarious.
guys are doing really, really well.
Thank you. Are we all like are we on a streak right now? Winning streak?
You're on a streak, and we only have one more. And let me tell you right now,
Pressure.
I have never had a game where everyone has gotten it right. Like, you guys may make history as me as a host of rBeatz. We'll see. No pressure.
Yeah, now I'm nervous.
No pressure. No pressure.
I'm nervous now.
Oh my goodness.
All right. Last question.
Oh boy.
This is going to be hard.
David Bowie was inspired to finish Heroes after seeing a couple kiss against the Berlin Wall. True or false?
Ooh. I think he would have been there at that time. Trying to think when Heroes came out. Oh, I'm trying to think when Heroes came out. Was it before or after the fall? What do you think, babe?
I don't know.
Don't ask me.
I don't know.
This one's tough. It could really truly go either way.
I don't know where he gets where he got like inspiration because he seemed to be more like inspiration from everything.
That's true.
Like not specific.
That would make sense for
You know
him
what I mean?
though, as I mean, David would pull would like you said, he would pull inspiration from everywhere. He was so good at distilling it down.
This is tough.
My play the Jeopardy theme. My gut is to say true. What do you think, babe? Is yours disagreeing?
I kind of feel like it's false, but I'm going to go with you. So don't let me down.
It rides on me now, huh?
It does. If you get it wrong, we'll talk about it in the car.
I'm actually going to change my answer. If I saw it.
true.
I saw it go across your face. I said true, and you were like,
And this is the
you
end
saw
right
it all
here.
go. I saw it go across your face.
I think it should be true.
Okay, I'm going to
think
say
it'd be
true,
true.
Chelsea. Deal.
Ding, ding. You are correct.
Yes! Woo!
You
All
guys
right.
got 5
Babe.
for 5.
Amazing.
This is the story. So I guess he was there and he saw a couple coming, a person coming from the left to the right, and then they met in the middle and they embraced in this kiss, and he was like, maybe it's an affair. Like, let you only live once, like be the hero for the day.
Yeah.
That's kind of the backstory.
It's very similar to the couple kissing at the end of, was it World War II?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Wars and kiss.
The sailor gets home and sees the beautiful girl and just, plants
Yeah.
one right on her.
Say that. Plants one.
You guys did awesome. You beat me. I now feel like I needed to come up with some harder questions, but you guys nailed it.
These were so good. I think the only thing that brought us through was knowing the artists and being able
And
to
there's
see what they
a
do.
variety.
Yeah.
There's like not one genre there. So you guys know your stuff.
I got to thank my dad for that.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, that's amazing. All right. We are going to take a short break. And when we come back, there are going to be 3 songs played from the River Keepers.
The River Keepers.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much. Tune back in and we'll see you in a minute.
Well, hello. We are Nathan and Anna of the Riverkeepers.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and this is our song Mountains.
Here we go.
I was young, hot off the press, racing to my dreams. Climbing a ladder for a desk in a tall building. Then they said women like me are a dime a dozen, better get used to paying your dues. But I've been paying for far too long. I've spent way too much time dancing on the line, and too many years swallowing my pride, biting my tongue while they say I'm the one who's wrong. Well, I'm done. So I'm headed for the mountains to take back the little bit of life I lost. I'm making my way up to the mountain tops, where I can breathe again. He said my body didn't look the way it should. It didn't matter to me much back then, but now I notice that I don't look in the mirror anymore. Tell me what that means. I spent way too much time dancing on the line, and too many years swallowing my pride, biting my tongue while they say I'm the one who's wrong. Well, I'm done. So I'm headed for the mountains to take back the little bit of life I lost. I'm making my way up to the mountain tops, where I can breathe again. Where I can breathe again.
Here we go. That I had written with my band, The Highway, with Jordan Miner specifically, and recently retooled into something that I am very, very proud of the difference of looking back at the mindset that I was in when I wrote this song originally. And shout out to therapy. It's a hell of a drug. And it taught me a lot of the things that I was feeling in these moments, and specifically the moment that I was in when I had written this song, and giving me a new perspective of how how it feels, and what is actually going on in your head and in your heart when you go through what this song is talking about. So it's about when you are as a, you're in a relationship that is, it's, both of you agree it's not working, but you don't want to leave it. You don't want to say goodbye just yet. And this song is a bittersweet quality, but it's rooted in basically poor communication in a relationship that leads to this ultimate moment of indecision of, well, do I stay? Do I go? I don't want to, the second verse says, I don't want to be good at moving on. And this song is about remembering what that felt like and that indecision, and coming from there with new tools and being able to look at relationships such as ours and begin again. Yeah. Tell you what, talking and tuning, man.
You're a pro at it.
Thank you. They don't tell you when you get started how tough that can be.
I'm lucky I have somebody to do it for me.
Well, I might not be such a pro after all, because there's a couple things around, but here we go. There we go. There it is. We made it. We made it together.
Well, I supported in the smallest way possible.
Look at us. Who would have thought? Not me. If anybody watches Hot Ones out there.
Lives rent-free in my head.
What's that?
Lives rent-free in my head.
Oh,
that
yeah.
Scene.
It's a great gift, too.
Yeah.
So this is a song called Wait 1 Minute. Wait 1 minute, don't walk out the door. Wait 1 minute, don't walk out the door. Let me hold you and wait here for a while. Well, it's times like these that I need to be shown how to trust myself enough to walk away. Yeah, I need your love, but I need to be set free. Gotta find out what it was you saw in me. Yeah, but let me hold you and wait here for a while. Let me hold you, wait here for a while. So wait 1 minute, don't walk out the door. Yeah, wait 1 minute, don't walk out the door. Time's speeding along now till it broke down the finish line. You know it's gotta be over, but your hand still rests in mine. So wait 1 minute, wait 1 minute more. Well, I don't want to be good at moving on, going through the motions, building life after each goes wrong. What happens to a heart when you can't find anything worth holding on to? Oh, I go back to the start. Let's be together till we fall apart, and let me hold you and wait here for a while. Let me hold you and wait here for a while. So wait 1 minute, don't walk out the door. Wait 1 minute, don't walk out the door. Time's speeding along now till it broke down finish finish line. We know it's gotta be over, but your hand still rests in mine. So wait 1 minute, don't walk out the door. Well, this American postcard has me feeling blue. Yeah, it's a broken window that I can't see through. Oh, these changing skies, will they paint me with gray? And when you return, will things be the same? So let me hold you and wait here for a while. Let me hold you and wait here for a while. So wait 1 minute, don't walk out the door. Wait 1 minute, don't walk out the door. Time's speeding along now to a broke down finish line. We know it's gotta be over, but your hand still rests in mine. So wait 1 minute, wait 1 minute more. So wait 1 minute, don't walk out the door. Wait 1 minute, don't walk out the door. Time's speeding along now till it broke down finish line. No, it's gotta be over, but your hand still rests in mine. So wait 1 minute, wait 1 minute more. We know it's gotta be over, but your hand still rests in mine. Man, that is a fun one to sing. It's interesting, the juxtaposition, because every relationship goes through ups and downs, and it's lovely to be in a relationship that I can, look at my partner and, oh yeah, you'll meet her soon. No, it's lovely to look at my partner and see a true partner and someone that, build a life.
You're so sweet.
I love you.
I love you.
Not to get all sappy on the air.
They love it.
I will take your word for it. So this is the song that we wrote when we were first getting to know each other. Take this harmonica off. This is a song we wrote when we were first getting to know each other.
Mm-hmm. When we were just friends.
Just friends. Just buds. Chums. Pals.
Yeah. Just bros.
Just bros.
We were never just bros. Yeah, that was never that.
Never that. Yeah, song called Back Again.
All right, let's go back again.
Let's go back again.
Okay.
I like what you did there. Nice. There we go. That would have bothered me the whole song.
There we go.
It's that sweet sus chord goodness right there.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Why did I think this time would be different? Hold my heart and fall into line. I've been roaming back and forth from tomorrow to yesterday, hiding my old self away, running in circles in my head, playing pretend with the shapes and the colors above my bed. Shades are drawn but the light keeps breaking in. Why do I feel I need to go back again? Seconds pass and days go by, but I'm still on the run. Forget what you said, forget what I did, and just hold on to the love. Burn all the bridges between who I am and who you thought I was. There's no going back again. There's no going back again.
You've been running far too long, chasing shadows like they gon' lead you home. You push me out, it pulls me in, makes me wanna start again. Waiting on you to be done with you leaving. Running in circles in my head, playing pretend with the shapes and the colors above my bed. Shades are drawn but the light keeps breaking in. Why do I feel I need to go back again? Seconds pass and days go by, but I'm still on the run. Forget what you said, forget what I did, and just hold on to the love. Burn all the bridges between who I am and who you thought I was. There's no going back again. 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 Seconds pass and days go by, but I'm still on the run. Forget what you said, forget what I did, and just hold on to the love. Burn all the bridges between who I am and who you thought I was. There's no going back again. 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 All right. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in. rBeatz. We have had a lovely time with you guys. If I'm doing this as a live show, I'd say let's hear it for our wonderful host, Chelsea. So I'll just say, golf claps to you, Chelsea.
Yes.
Raise your glass at home. Thank you so much. What do you think, Anna?
Thank you so much. This has been so much fun.
I've had a lovely time.
Yeah, this has been great.
Bye, guys. Follow us at The River Keepers on Instagram.
Yes, please do.